Hi everyone, welcome to day 24. So now the front end role for now has been completed and now we are moving towards backend role. So backend role contains two parts, database design and design of the APIs, then adding the APIs. So first of all create the list of the subtask in the list that is on the Jira where we will track those things. And now let's see. So API development is one thing and we will add database design. Which is the first task of this, and this should be completed by, I'm giving this deadline as today. So due date is today. Assign it to me. Testing to me. See all of these things in the sprint 3. So now we have added this. So what the database design means? So we should design database in such that it is more optimized and we could get the data from database to the front end, and we structure in such a way that everything keep it separated itself and itself binded. So let's look a tool to design a database, and I prefer Lucid Chart. There are multiple online tool available. You can prefer any of those things. So I will choose create from templates. So just a second. We are looking for database ER diagram. And I will use this template, and based on this template we will create our own. So it's creating. So first of all we have to think which database we have to use, either SQL or NoSQL. So if you have observed our design, most of our data, so you can see these are things that is promotion for the premium, but I'm not using it. I'm using the free version. You can also use that. So if you think of the database design, either we have to use SQL or NoSQL. So when we are working on an application, most of our thing have a structured thing, right? A user have a different number of inputs like email, phone number, username, and password. So every user has all the same thing. Now post will have same thing, that is post ID and all sort of those things like post itself. Then there is a comment of that or likes of that or caption of that. So we see a common structure. So notification have similar structure. So let's see how we can link everything. So instead of that container, we will create and remove all other. First thing was we have user. So we will design a SQL database because we require that. And what are the things we require? So user will have user ID, then username, then password. Then we will add two more column, that is email and password. Oh, email and phone. So we got one of the our database design. Now I want to copy this and one similar things, and now let make it as post. Now post have post ID, which is linked to user ID, and post have post ID user ID. Then it has caption, and that has um, post URL or file path. And also likes. So by default likes it's 0, and by the time it will get changed 1, 2, 3, and so on. And how it is linked? So one user have multiple posts, so it's one to many connection. And to make you learn about the database, what is one to many connection? So it means one user will have multiple posts, and many to many connection means many user can have many posts, and all are interlinked each other. And one to one means one user can have only one post and that is linked. So this is the thing. Now the third table is the prof. Is there any third table? Third table is of comments. We'll get some comment ID, and then which is linked to, that is user ID. Then we have comment, which is stored, and comment for post ID. So we will also have post IDs. And we don't require this, so we will remove this. Now comment is linked to both. Now there is notification as well. So let's make a notification table as well. Notifications, where we have notification ID, to link to which user ID, and we have notifications. Now we can remove all the other things. And now user ID again linked with this. Application. Now you can see we have got our basic design of the database, and we have four tables. The major table is user, post, notification, and comments. So this is a basic idea. But if we think of these things, so we are missing few things. So when all of these things created, let's say some timestamp we want. So timestamp is not there. So we have to add that one thing. Second thing, let's say you want to create a user and user must be secured. So that require an authentication. So we will require a token based authentication. So for that we require a token name. So we will add one more column here which will have JWT token, and every column has created on. Similarly for post there should be one field created on. Comment there should be some field and notification has a field created on. So I hope it is clear that why we have make like this, what is this structure, what everything is one to many. Now we got the database, our database design. Yesterday we were discussing. We will be using Flask of Python. So why Flask? Why Python? So Python is an easy language, easy to learn, and Flask is a micro framework which is used for microservices, and it is very good for small to medium sized projects. So we are making a scalable project at small to medium enterprises. So that will help us. So now let's look into it and dive more into what Flask can does. So for that we will look into Flask documentation. So now you can see the first line, it says Flask is a lightweight WSI web application framework, and it is quick and easy, so we can make it a scalable project with it. So we will use this application, and it has many of these things. We will use this to create our APIs and all sort of those things and deploy that. So let's think our project in a basic design first, in a mind. Then we will start working with the code as well. So we have to build of these APIs. So it must have some structure of the folder. So what should be that? So one is the main file which run the application, and other file should be in some of the folders or modules where it will import all those things, and we will start working like that. So for that, what are things we require? So we will seeing those things. So now we will building a front backend. So let's create a folder backend. The backend, the first thing we require is the requirements, txt. So we will be using Flask. So we will write Flask. We will be using Python. So first of all, we will using Python. So we will write Python. So these two are good. Now the third thing. Third thing is the SQL alchemy. So what is this? So this is the ORM. So let me show you. So SQL alchemy is the ORM for a database. So you can create a database ORM and use that itself to create a database and all sort of those things. So we will look into these things as well. So now current documentation is this. So you can see even installation guide is there. You can see the next part, setting up these things. Take help of these things as well when we were using this. So we will be using this as well. So these are the basic requirements. Now whatever extra thing we require, we have said we will create token. So for that we require PyJWT. For now, this is enough. And let's say I want to run an application. What does it look like? So we require app.py, in which .py is the extension for Python programming. So we have used that. And one more thing, like in the front end, you have seen package.lock, package.json, which defines the package requirement, and then we create the node modules. So similarly in the backend, we create virtual environment. So let's go into the backend first and create a virtual environment. For virtual environment, what we write? We write Python -m venv. So first venv is known as virtual environment, and second is the name of my virtual environment. So I'm renaming it the same. So it is making, and you can see it has created one folder and it's adding the packages, basic packages for that. So by the time it's happening, so we will also understand these things as well. And now if you didn't understand anything, if you want some help, do let me know. So from tomorrow we will start with the code. Today we will discussing more into it, understanding more about this. So let's close the front end. Let's wait for a few minutes. It will take time. And now you can see it is adding the libraries. So in this you can see the libraries it adding. So this is the pip module. What is pip module use? Pip module is one of the installer which stores the information, what are different packages it have or what are different modules it have to import. So let's say if you want to import maths, so it can help you download that. So it is setting up the packages. Now you can see everything is there. It has been included there. Now let's say I want to add this thing. So for that the command is Python -m, not Python, it should be pip install -r. R means we are defining that it is for requirement in format of some readable document. So we name that document is requirement.txt, and now you can see. So now let's right click this way. It doesn't work like that way, so we will work like this. It's stating this is not working, so let's delete this. And because we are already in the Python environment, you can see. So before that, let's go move into virtual environment and activate that. So for that, there's a command called source slash bin, your virtual environment name slash bin slash activate, and then install the same thing. So now you will see it will be installing the packages for now. Name you are seeing here will be added in the virtual environment itself in the library. You can see. Got it? So to experience you something, what the server is look like. So there is a basic Python command, and I will run that as well here, and you will see. So that let's see how a Python server works. So now let's see http.server. It will run a server. Now if you open this at this port, you will see something that it got some response. So http colon double slash. So port is 8000. So now you can see it is showing that directory, right? So we will look into, and you can see it is sending that thing. So we will make the application from tomorrow. We will start coding from tomorrow, understand the every line of the code and what does it have. So we will look into it and how to run that, what will happen if I change anything. So until that time, goodbye, keep learning. Thank you.